So these are hand-built prototypes. I bought a paracord from this company, and I bought these little crimp-on ends and a pair of pliers to do that crimping. And with those parts, I made a bunch of hand crimp assemblies. As you can see, my cuts are not that clean, and the springiness is quite stiff on these. And so I made a bunch of sizes, and you can see I tried some different colors here as well: red, blue, short ones, or really short ones. And so then I arrived at a couple of sizes, 100 millimeters, 150 millimeters, and 200 millimeters. I ordered some assemblies from the factory. And this is, how many is this? It's a whole bunch of each. And so there's the 150s, 50s, 100s, 150, 200. So let's check them out. These are, make sure to keep these straight. Let's see, so this is hand-built. This one's hand-built, and this one's from the factory. And already you can see a difference. You can see that the factory end is cleaner than mine. And this one, it doesn't even stick out at all. That's great. This one I had a hard time. I don't have the proper tool for this. The tool you want is a hot knife, which is a hot piece of metal that both cuts and melts the end together. And then they have a machine that'll put it inside. You can see the ends are slightly different, and the crimping machine is different. On mine, you can see that the crimp happens in this area right there. And from the factory, you can't tell exactly where the crimp is. It's a lot more. It's a lot smoother. The fabric looks about the same in terms of the thread used, and the diameter looks about the same. The one from the factory is a little thinner. This is 1/8 inch, and this is, I think, 3 millimeter. 1/8 inch is 125 thousandths of an inch, so it's actually closer to 4 millimeters. That's pretty good. This one is stiffer. That's okay. Let's see what's inside. So you can see that the hand-built one, each of the pieces of elastic is a little bigger than they are from the factory. The color is slightly different. But they both feel okay. Let's see how the length accuracy is. Back out a little bit. So we'll measure, this will be our biggest one, right here. These lines are in inches, so only pay attention to these, which are in centimeters. Let's measure a few and see how they measure out. So these are supposed to be 150. A little bit over. Pretty good so far. A little over. That one's a little fuzzy on the end. So these are a little over 150, but they're consistent. So within, I don't know, I would say plus or minus, certainly plus or minus 5, plus or minus 2, 3 typically. Another thing I've noticed, which is good, is that these are both on the same side of the cord. Or put another way, if you lay it flat, both of these will bend out in the plane of the table. And that's good because that means it won't introduce any twist into the cord. Yeah, these are pretty good. Let's look at different size. Oops, I'm gonna put that one. Let's look at the short ones. So these are significantly longer than spec. The spec on these is 10 centimeters. Millimeters, 115 millimeters. Length seems to be consistent though, to the same sort of resolution that the others were. So that's all right. Those are all right. And let's look at the big ones. Come on. These are supposed to be 200. Pretty good. Yeah, you seem like they're all right. The consistency seems like it's within tolerance. So it seems like I should specify, well, we'll try building stuff with them and see if they end up leaning to one side or the other. That'll be the real test. This seems like about what I can do by hand. Okay.